Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair hosted by StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. We have a great lineup for you today. A few housekeeping announcements, though, before we get started. This is a webinar. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time throughout the presentations. If you are asking questions, we do encourage you to indicate which institution you're asking the question to. This helps our panelists get to those questions a bit quicker for you. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many sessions happening today, so be sure and sign up for more. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters, and first up is Edinboro University.
Thank you. All right, my name is Charles McConnell. I'm an assistant director here with Edinboro University. Edinboro University, we're located about 15 minutes south of Erie, Pennsylvania. We are also within 2 hours of Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Buffalo. So those are the major cities that a lot of our students do come from. We're part of the Pennsylvania state system here, PACAC system here in Pennsylvania. We're a relatively medium to smaller size school. We have about 4,300 students currently. What that looks like in the classroom is typically about 25 students per class. We have a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And the largest class sizes that you would ever have would be 65 to 70 students. So definitely, we have a 585-acre campus. So it's a rural area. Edinboro, the town of Edinboro itself is a rural area. A large green space on campus, but in the classroom, it's more of an intimate setting. We have 130 different majors, so something for everyone. Some of the ones that we're known for, we were founded as an education school. We are highly ranked in nursing, speech pathology, art, business, and computer science, among some others. Some of the highlights, our nursing program is ranked among America's best in the East. We have 100% NCLEX pass rate, as well as 100% job placement rate for the past 2 years. As I mentioned, we were founded as a school of education, and we're still top 10 in the state of Pennsylvania every year for education. And we're one of only 3 institutions that have the top accreditation among the education field. We are also a very big art school. Art is actually our biggest major with 14 different art concentrations. That's one thing people don't always know, which is led by our animation program, which is actually top 15 in the country. So that's our main program at the university. We also have a game design program that's popular within the state of Pennsylvania, as well as graduate school, 25 different award-winning grad programs. So I'm a lot of students like myself, I went to Edinboro and I went straight on to a grad program. So there's a lot of options to do that as well. Outside of the classroom, we are primarily a Division II university for athletics. We do have a Division I wrestling program, and our newer sports are esports. We have a men's and women's esports team, as well as a wheelchair basketball team also. Also 150 different clubs and organizations, pretty much anything you can think of. We have it. A lot of our students are involved in some manner outside of the classroom as well. On campus, we have 2 primary options for students. Traditional housing, which we have pet-friendly rooms. That's the newer thing there. And then we also have our Highlands, which are our apartment style living on campus. So we have studios, suites, and semi-suites with all the amenities there. We have living and learning communities that a lot of our students will choose to live in a floor with people with the same major. So this is just a breakdown of some of our different options. So there's a lot of different options. Our suites were built about 10 years ago, so they're very nice. Have all the amenities where you have your own bathroom in your room. So I think that's the primary attraction. Well, when it comes to the application process, our application opens up July 1st. We are part of the Common App, so that application opens up August 1st. We're on rolling admissions, so not too many deadlines. Applying prior to November 1st is the most important date. That just gives you your best shot at acceptance and for scholarships. The application process itself is pretty simple. Just submit your application and submit your high school transcript. We are test optional, like a lot of schools are this year. And going into next fall, we are going to remain test optional as well. So 2 things: when you apply to the university, you're automatically considered for our honors college and for our merit-based scholarships. Scholarships are based on GPA and test score. If you don't have a test score, it's just strictly based off your GPA, which begins around a 3.4, 3.5 GPA. They range from $1,500 to $5,000. And then if you're part of the honors college, you're also, there's another $1,500 scholarship that's available and a $3,000 housing scholarship that is available as well. So definitely some perks to being in the honors college. And how those numbers relate to our overall cost. In state, it's about $22,000 a year, and our out-of-state residents pay about $26,000 a year. That's everything from tuition and fees and room and board. So as always, if you guys have any questions, here's my contact info. We'd be more than happy to help you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And next up, we have Misericordia University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Katie. I'm from Misericordia. I am one of the assistant directors there. Let me pull up my screen here and we will get started. I apologize in advance if you hear any noise. We're having a thunderstorm right now and it is right outside my window. So, all right, so welcome Misericordia. We are in Dallas, Pennsylvania. For those that don't know that, it is the northeast corner of the state. So if you're familiar with the office or anything like that, we're right near Scranton. So basically, if you took a line from where Edinboro is to where we are, we're just about on opposite corners of the state. We are a small institution. We have about 2,000 undergraduate students. So your class sizes are going to be pretty small. On average, even pre-COVID and pre-space restrictions, our classes ranged anywhere from 15 to 18 students, and that was the norm for a lot of our programs. We don't offer big lecture halls on campus. So you're always going to know who your professors are, and more importantly, they're going to know who you are. So they really have your best interest at heart. We try to start that community experience from day one with the admissions process and then continue that through your time at Misericordia. On the athletic side, we are Division III. We offer a variety of sports for men and women. The newest addition is esports for both, but we offer anything from baseball and softball to football to cheerleading. We're part of the MAP conference, and so where all of our sports are very highly competitive, but you are a true student athlete. And so all the coaches know when you come to Misericordia, the real goal of your time there is to be a student, and they want to see you succeed in the classroom just as much as they want to see you succeed on their team. And so they will do everything possible to help both happen. For D3, just the way that recruitment works for any students that are interested, I always recommend getting in touch with the coach first. It will be your best opportunity to make those connections, have that relationship, and just really get your name out there. As far as programs go at Misericordia, we have them split between 3 different colleges. So we have the College of Arts and Sciences, which houses programs like biology, English, biochemistry, our new environmental studies program. We have College of Business, where we have programs like sport management, general business administration, accounting, mass communications, and then the College of Health Sciences and Education, which is our largest college on campus. And that offers our programs like physical therapy, occupational therapy, nursing, as well as our education offerings. And so one of the newer things that we will be offering for fall of 22, we have education as far as early childhood and special ed, and we're actually going to be offering them as separate programs now. So if a student knows that they just want to do special ed or they just want to do traditional education at the early childhood or middle level, they can. If you want to add special education, at the secondary too, that will also be coming. So we've done a lot of work to make that available to students. I just mentioned some of those larger programs: PT, OT, nursing. A lot of students who hear our name, they're thinking of programs like that. You don't have to be health science to come to Misericordia. I was a history major when I went there. So all students are welcome, regardless of what background you're interested in. But those ones are most popular because they are direct entry. And so our students are in a 6.5-year doctorate program for PT. They're in a 6-year OT doctorate program. They're in a 4-year BSN program. And the pass rates for those are very high, and anywhere from 90 to 95%, depending on the program, for the first time pass rate. And so we want to know that you won't only succeed in the classroom, that you'll walk across the stage and graduate, but we also want to know that you'll succeed on your boards and ultimately get a job. That's the goal for everyone here. As far as financial aid goes for us, some important things to know for juniors out there, you're going to just get inundated with a lot of information. Some important things for us: we offer 6 full tuition scholarships. And so the name of that scholarship is the Sister Mary Glennon Award. So if you see any email from Misericordia over the next couple months and one of them says Sister Mary Glennon, pay a little more attention to that one. It's available to students that have at least a 3.7 GPA or above, and it's a competition. And so the first part will be an essay. The second part will be an invite-only interview. And from those students, 6 are chosen to receive full tuition awards for 4 years. And that's regardless of major, regardless of income, and regardless of location. So all students are eligible to participate in that. Excuse me. As far as our process and timeline goes, we are also enrolling admission. And so our application will open August 1st, right when the Common App does. You can apply on our website or on the Common App, whichever you prefer. We have gone test optional for fall of 22 as well. So if you haven't taken SATs or ACTs, if you don't want to, totally fine for us. If you decide that you're going to, that's great. We'd be happy to include them in your file, but it's not going to be a barrier one way or the other. But what we do need are your transcripts. And so guidance can send those to us whenever they're ready. And then for a couple programs like OT and speech, we require some letters of recommendation and an essay, but you can always connect with your specific admissions counselor to find out exactly what you need. As rolling admission works for us, we start reviewing right around Labor Day. And so we will start sending out acceptance letters in early September. So if you want an answer sooner rather than later, get your stuff in, talk with your guidance counselor, and you could know by mid-September if you've been admitted or not. Because we're early decision, there's no binding commitment. We don't do early action. We don't do early decision. You don't have to worry about being locked into anything. It's just truly an answer sooner rather than later. And so you'll get your acceptance letter along with your scholarship letters within a couple weeks of acceptance. And so it just gives you the opportunity to kind of know what's going on. As I mentioned, a new program for fall of 22, we offer the environmental science program. And so that's going to be a real combination of our sciences along with our core values as a Sisters of Mercy institution. And then, like I said, test optional too. So we are in Dallas. We are offering in-person visits. So come see campus. We will be having open house on August 21st, and you can sign up for that online. I'll put my information in the chat if that's okay, if that works. And then you can always find me online. I'm the only Katie on our admissions website. But thank you so much. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you so much. And next up, we have Thiel College.
All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I was taking a quick minute just to make sure everything was up and running there. On behalf of Thiel College today, thank you very much for joining us to hear about some different schools and what could be the right fit for you. So here at Thiel College, to give you a little bit more insight and some quick facts about us, we're about a little over 150 years old. So we've been doing some renovations. We'll get there in a quick minute. As you walk around campus, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of important people in history that have been to campus. So it's kind of cool to walk the same streets and sidewalks and halls that they have. We have an affiliation with the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America. You'll find Tommy the Tomcat. He's listed there with his picture with May. We are actually one of the only 2 institutions in the whole United States that has a Tomcat as our mascot. The other one's out west. So fun fact there. We are a very small school. We have about 800 students currently enrolled. So that puts our student to faculty ratio as 11 to 1 and our average class size as 14. And we are a liberal arts institution as well. So what is it that is going to make Thiel different from all the different schools that you hear from today? So we have things that make us family. Whenever you come to Thiel, you're not just a student, you're not just somebody who's on campus and staying with us. We have a caring faculty, staff, and coaches in order to get you from all the way from the time that you hear about Thiel all the way till graduation and finding that job and beyond. So we do this by having study tables where and academic coaches where if you need help in the classroom or out of the classroom managing your time, they can help guide you through. Our professors have office hours that you can go and directly ask them questions. We have work study programs, so financially, a little bit of help and assistance there. Over the last 5 or 6 years, we've put nearly $40 million back into campus, and this is actually growing and continuing. We're right now renovating some of our dormitories. But to give you some more numbers, $40 million back in campus in the last few years, some new facilities, our James Pettis Communication Center and our Science Connector, some new full buildings in themselves, not just renovations across campus. We have everything major-wise from your sciences, psychology, criminal justice, education, business, just to kind of give a wide variety when it comes to that, over 60 majors and minors. But some new to us there, you'll see some undergraduate programs, sports management, data analytics, public policy, environmental safety management is huge for us. Nursing will be starting here this fall, so we're really excited to have them joining us, as well as some graduate programs that started last summer. Speech language pathology, MBA, communication and leadership, physician assistant, counseling is on its way for us. These are programs that students can come in after they're receiving their bachelor's degree, whether from Thiel or another institution, or can lock in their spot in their senior year of high school, applying for a 5-year program so that they can be done with all these graduate programs and their bachelor's in 5 years. So in the classroom, we have hands-on experience. You're doing real business plans. You're doing real accounting audits and things like that. 70% of our classes have 20% or 20 students or less. So that's huge for us whenever it comes down to it. Everybody has the opportunity to do research and have tutoring. So you're not falling behind whatsoever. If you need help and assistance, there is plenty there for you. We have our Disability Resource Center and our Learning Commons, as well as our faculty, staff, and professors in order to help guide you through that. We have an honors program as well too for students that meet those qualifications. Out of the classroom, 100% of our students have to have an internship in order to graduate. Our real goal is to have you have 3 to 4 internships by the time you leave us, so you have a solid resume and you're able to pay back those loans if you have to take out any by the time that you're done. That's with that 95% job placement. Accounting and education are also at 100% job placement for the last 5-6 years, based on those internships that our students are getting and those study abroad and on campus employment opportunities. Students are guaranteed housing whenever they're with us. We have dorms, townhouses, apartments, theme housing. Majority of our students do live here on campus. We have Division III varsity sports. So we're part of the President's Athletic Conference, PAC, PAC, whichever you want to call it when it comes down to that. So you'll find us there. Over 60 clubs and organizations for our students to take part in. Everything from your ski club to your honor societies. So if there's something that we don't have, that's okay. Just let us know and we can always get that as an opportunity for you, as well as Greek life opportunities. So next steps are applying to Thiel. Our application will open up on July 1st through us at Thiel, on August 1st through the Common App. At that point, then it is free to apply, and then we just need high school transcripts, as we are also test optional, in order to receive your admissions decision. We'll complete the FAFSA, have you visit campus, make sure everything fits for you to be a Thiel Tomcat, so that we are finding the right fit for a college for you to find where you belong. So at that point, make sure to follow us on all kinds of our social media aspects so you can see all the fun, cool activities that we're having, even COVID permitted, as we go through the college search for you guys. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, reach out and let us know. I'll leave my stuff in the chat. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you very much. And next up, we have Beloit College.
Hey everyone, good to see you tonight. Thanks so much for your time. So my name's Liam Daly. I'm an associate director of admissions located on the East Coast. So I work with all students from Pennsylvania. And I'm the outlier today because Beloit College is located in Wisconsin. So we're representing out-of-state institutions, and I think you should add all these fabulous PA institutions to your list. But I also think that a lot of things can change during your senior year. So I'd encourage you to add a couple of out-of-state institutions to your list as well, to give yourself some flexibility when it comes to the spring and you're trying to make your mind up about where you want to be. So Beloit is located in the city of Beloit, which is in southern Wisconsin. So we're just about an hour and a half from Chicago, and that's likely where you'd fly in if you were to come out here, or we're not going to be too bad a drive out from Pennsylvania. And we're only about an hour from Madison and Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which are two of sort of the major cities in Wisconsin. The city of Beloit itself, we're home to about 40,000 people. We host the International Film Festival, and we have a minor league baseball team. We have an award-winning farmers market, which you might not have known that there was any such thing as awards for farmers markets, but we're one of the best in the state. And a lot of great restaurants, coffee shops, things like that. And the downtown of Beloit is just about a 5-minute walk from campus. So I think probably the most important thing to know is that you can comfortably get around and get off campus and go out to eat and go bowling and things like that without having a car. You're welcome to have a car on campus if you want, but it's certainly not a requirement. We're a private liberal arts college. We're home to about 1,200 students who come from all over the world. We offer more than 40 majors, 60 student organizations. We have 18 Division III varsity sports teams, 6 career channels, 2 teaching museums in anthropology and in the fine arts, as well as a center for entrepreneurship. We're the most diverse college in Wisconsin, and we aspire to be and are diligently working towards becoming an anti-racist institution. I would love the opportunity to chat more about what that looks like and means for us. We offer a forward-looking and flexible liberal arts curriculum that encourages students to engage with real-world problems. So that includes recent additions to our majors like critical identity studies, environmental justice and citizenship, health and society, and a brand new data science and data analytics program. So that program requires a double concentration in a social science like political science or psychology, in addition to the data analytics to ensure that you're learning to analyze data in a human context. A third of our students double major, and the majority combine a minor or with a major. Sometimes complementary programs like, say, international business and Chinese language, and other times in surprising ways, like taking care of your pre-med requirements while also majoring in music performance. And 98% of our classes are smaller than 30 students, and all of them feature robust discussion, collaboration, and opportunities for hands-on work. We were recently ranked the 5th most innovative liberal arts college in the country by US News. And 2 of the innovations that are responsible for that ranking are our advanced mentoring program and our career channels. AMP, as we affectionately call our advanced mentoring program, pairs you with a faculty advisor 72 hours after you deposit. So all of our incoming students this year, the seniors that you're sending off to college in a couple months, have already met their faculty advisor. They haven't arrived on campus yet, but some of them met their faculty advisor as early as December or January last year and have been in communication about how best to prepare for their time at Beloit. And that support doesn't end when you step on campus. The AMP curriculum lasts throughout your first 2 years and supports you in acclimating to college and figuring out what you want to major in, finding your first internship, managing your workload, all of those important things. Career Channels helps you focus your plans after college, not just on a specific career path, but really on the impact that you hope to have in the world. So students who are interested in something like sustainability, for instance, which is one of our career channels, get the same kind of support and opportunities and advice as our students who are studying pre-med, even though there are myriad different career paths available for a student who wants to have a positive environmental impact in the world. So we connect your skills and your passions to real world opportunities to make sure not only that you're employed, but that you're employed doing something that matters to you. Our students are curious, well-rounded, deeply involved, and friendly. It's not uncommon for a starter on the football team to also be an actor, to be a part of student government, and to host his own radio show. Your advisors, coaches, and bosses at Beloit all understand that this is your college experience, and there should be space in that experience for everything that matters to you. 30% of our students participate in varsity athletics and a lot more in intramurals. And in addition to athletics and clubs, our students are heavily involved in the local community. 40% study abroad in more than 100 locations. And we have connections for internships and jobs with more than 200 local businesses. Lastly, we evaluate our applicants holistically, which means we want to learn as much about you as possible while evaluating your application. And we're looking for the unique ways that you would contribute to our community. So we look carefully at your grades, but also at the rigor of your curriculum. We care about the quality of your writing and the ideas that you're exploring, your community involvement, which includes athletics, school sports, part-time jobs, creative hobbies, family responsibilities, all the ways that you spend your time. Those help us envision who you're going to be and how you're going to contribute to our campus. We're firmly test optional. We've been test optional for more than 10 years, and that goes for both admission and scholarships. And we're committed to making Beloit an affordable option. So you're automatically considered for merit scholarships, which are worth up to $40,000 per year. And our average cost is under $20,000 per year. We are open for visitors. We'd love to have you take a drive or a flight out to Wisconsin and see us in person. And again, I work with everybody from Pennsylvania, so I'd be happy to have a conversation over Zoom or in person about how you might fit in at Beloit. So I'll put my contact information in the chat, and I very much appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of the presentation.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have West Virginia University.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Glad to be here tonight on behalf of West Virginia University. My name is Kelly. I am one of the admissions counselors that works with Pennsylvania students. Also with me tonight is my colleague, Casey. Casey also works with Pennsylvania students in Western Pennsylvania. And no matter where you are across the country or across the globe, there is an admissions counselor at West Virginia University that is here to help you. So I always tell students, you do not have to go at it alone unless you want to. There is somebody here to help you, and we hope that we'll be able to connect we're going to share a little bit about West Virginia tonight, but really it's probably going to be just a taste. So we look forward to future conversations. What you're seeing right now is a map of the United States. We do have students from all across the United States and over 100 countries with us at West Virginia University. We are located in north central West Virginia in a town called Morgantown. We are home to about 21,000 undergraduate students. We are a Division I public institution. And the really reason I wanted to start with this slide is that WVU might be closer than you think. For a lot of my students, they're about 3 to 5 hours away from campus. And so many say, that's perfect. I'm so glad. That distance is unique because I'm away, but I'm not too far away. Morgantown is very much a suburban college town. So we're not a major metropolitan area. We're not super rural either. But I think to really show you Morgantown, we're going to do that through a video to be able to see Morgantown, the West Virginia University campus, and more importantly, get to see some of our Mountaineer students. Oh, I'm getting a message that we can't hear the sound. So one moment. I think I didn't do the classic optimized screen share. And you want to hear the music. The music is fantastic. So let's start again with our video.
be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
Okay, so that was hopefully a little bit of an overview of West Virginia University, getting to see the video of it. And we certainly hope that you might come visit us at West Virginia University. We are open for campus tours. Just head to visit.wvu.edu. And just a little bit about West Virginia University. We are an R1 research institution. There are only 130 institutions in the country that have that classification, which means there is an elite level of research happening on our campus that undergraduate students can be involved in. We do have a level 1 trauma center hospital on our campus. So we are incredibly popular for anything related to health sciences. And we also are a national leader in forensic and investigative sciences, having the largest crime scene complex in the country and the only university to offer a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate. And speaking of majors, we do have over 140 different majors on our campus. So it's more about the conversation. What are you interested in? What are you passionate about? What career do you envision yourself having? So this is just a small sampling of some of our unique majors. And in regards to applying, oh, yes.
Kelly, I'm so sorry. We do have to move on to
absolutely
6 minutes. We do have to move on to our round robin, but I would encourage you to send the information in the chat so folks can see it. And I would love to invite all of our participants to come on screen at this point in time and unmute yourselves. And hopefully, Kelly, you can even share some advice in terms of majors with folks. So starting with Misericordia University, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think some of the counselors mentioned it tonight. One of my biggest pieces of advice is to find out who your counselor is at the college where you're looking at. And that's going to be multiple people. Several colleges assign specific counselors to schools, to states, to regions, whatever it is. So make your list of schools that you're looking at and then go find that person. They will be your biggest resource. If I have a student who I've talked to since August going into their senior year, and then in March, they tell me, I really want to be at Misericordia. Is there anything else you can do for me? Is there, any more money? Is there any way you can help me with this program? What about this wait list? That's the person I'm going to advocate for. I'm going to give their name to my boss and say, this person is really interested and they've put their work into. So find that person at your schools and become their best friend. It's what we're here for. We want to know who you are. We want to know what you want to study and what you want to get out of this experience. And so in addition to, making that list, find out who those people are and then make those connections. It's quite literally our job to do that. And so we're looking at our emails, we're checking those phone messages. And so don't be afraid to reach out and just introduce yourself so we can get to know you.
Edinboro University.
Yeah, that's great advice. You definitely don't have to go through the process all on your own. But also, just to add to that, my advice is just to don't be afraid to start early. Whether that's just through research or if you can begin visiting schools early on in your high school career. Don't go into your senior year blind and start from there. Give yourself some time to start figuring things out. Like I said, even if that's just through researching majors, researching careers you might be interested in, just start to get an idea of what you might want to do with your future.
Thiel College.
So I 110% cannot shout to the skies the things that my other two colleagues have mentioned. 100% agree with them. But to add on, definitely go visit the school. Our websites, our pictures, our presentations today, talking to us on the phone, texting us, emailing us is absolutely awesome. Do not get me wrong. But there is nothing that will replace you going and standing in that dorm room to see your stuff and to picture your stuff sitting there. And can you picture yourself sleeping there? Can you picture yourself sitting in one of our classrooms? Can you picture yourself walking across our stage at graduation? Like, that is what is absolutely important, is to find the right school that's for you. There are many schools out there, so finding that right one is what's extremely important. And visiting that school is really one of the only ways that you can make that happen, to see if the right fit is for you. Even I know COVID has taken a toll on all of that within the last year. But I mean, not to speak for anybody else, but I'm sure we're all following guidelines. We're making sure everybody's safe, as our faculty, as our staff, and our students, that includes you, are safe on our campus as well too for those visits.
Beloit College.
I'll jump on what Morgan was just saying about finding the right school for you. There's a lot of lists that want to tell you what the best college in the country is, the best college for engineering, or the best college for this or that. And none of those lists are going to know which of those colleges is going to be the best fit for you. I know this is a super stressful and intense process, and it feels like you might never get into college or find the right college or things like that. I think it's important to remember that there are a couple thousand colleges in this country, and most of them admit most of the students who apply. So if you keep an open mind around what the best college for you is going to be, you're going to find an amazing school that's going to be really thrilled to have you. Move beyond those 20 schools that everybody talks about and go find a place that's a perfect fit for you.
And West Virginia University.
Sure. So I would echo what everyone else has said so far regarding, of course, the campus visit, in addition to connecting with your admissions counselor or your recruiter, but also connecting maybe with current students and faculty. They're also there, for the students and to help you. And so, to be able to visit campus is fantastic, and to be really able to talk with students who are living that college life at that university is also important as well.
So our next question, and our final question for today, very quickly, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And Misericordia, we'll start with you again.
Wasn't ready for that one. I think one of my favorites, it's something that we actually started when I was a student there. And we're a small school, we're in a small town. So a lot of the events that happen are because of Misericordia. And one of them that has become a community event too, we introduced a color run that we do on our campus now. And so we run that during our spring weekend. So it's like the last weekend before finals start. So everyone's a little stressed out. So it's a fun time. It's a 5K on campus. Community members are invited. We've actually identified a specific fundraiser that we work with for that. That's related to some campus members. And so everyone just has fun with it. It's, professors bring their grandkids, friends bring their parents, all sorts of stuff. It's just a fun time. And then the next Monday you're walking to class and you're like, why is this sidewalk bright pink? Like, what happened? And everybody's like, oh, it was a color run. And it's just one of those things that it was new for us. And everybody's like, I don't know if that's going to be a success. And now we're about 8 years in and it's still happening and people have picked it up. So it's just a fun way to kind of bring everyone together, get outside, explore campus, and just be together regardless of, talent or skill level or anything like that. You can volunteer and throw color, you can run it competitively, and it's just a great time for everyone to kind of de-stress before the upcoming finals.
Edinboro University.
Yes, so for us, even though we are in Edinboro, Pennsylvania, and we are not in Edinburgh, Scotland, we do follow the Scottish heritage. We are plaid. We have every year we have what's called the Highland Games, and it's a big Scottish festival on campus. Tons of different events and competitions and stuff going on, highlighted by a kilted mile. So everyone gets a kilt, wears a kilt, and runs a mile. That's the main event, but the whole thing is just a huge Scottish festival, and it's a lot of fun.
Thiel College.
All right, so I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm not going to necessarily give an event, but I'm going to give a tradition. It's kind of absolutely hilarious, depending on your thought process for it. I think it's funny because of the situations it has put me in. So we have a sidewalk that stretches from the complete far side of campus to the other. That is what we call Brother Martin's Walk. Like I said, we have a Lutheran tradition and a Lutheran heritage. So Brother Martin comes into play. And there is a rumor, you could call it, I should say, or a tradition probably is a better term, that if you walk from one side to the other the entire time with your significant other holding hands, and nobody crosses the sidewalk during that time frame, you go underneath our arch, you give your significant other a wonderful kiss, then you will live the rest of your lives together for all eternity, a wonderful, happy life. I find it hilarious because I have literally been stopped from crossing the sidewalk by football players of saying, no, my friends are walking, you're not allowed to cross yet. So it is, I think it's funny. I think it's a cool tradition, but also too, everybody that I have known so far that has done it, it's been true so far. So we'll see how it keeps going.
And Beloit College.
Sure. So we've got a ton of great events, of course, but one of the traditions that I think really speaks to Beloit's culture and who we are as a campus is something called Noon Ball. And so every weekday, Monday through Friday at noon, there's pickup basketball and pickup soccer that's open to the entire community. So it's a mix of, it's professors and the dean of students and janitorial staff and people who are on the basketball team and people who've never played basketball before in their lives. You don't have to go every day. You can go whenever you want. But, if you feel like you need to, kind of move around a little bit after class, you can just head over to the gym and join a noon ball. And, you might walk over there with your professor and start playing with them after class. It's just a really cool piece of our community and the sort of level of commitment everybody has to the community and the level of sort of equality within the community that everyone's down to get their hands dirty and play a little ball together.
And West Virginia University.
We also have so many traditions, and we could have a whole presentation just on that. But probably a favorite would be singing the song "Take Me Home, Country Roads" by John Denver. We do that at every home football game. And so it very much becomes a tradition for students when they're at the football game. And they also sing it as part of graduation as well. So it can stay with them as a tradition even after graduation.
Amazing. Well, I do love that song, actually. And I do want to thank you to our wonderful presenters today and panelists for their insight, their institutional knowledge, and for sharing some of these tips and tricks with folks today. And thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one, there is one more session after this being hosted, so be sure to sign up for it. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.